Sunday marks the 90th birthday of the Dalai Lama, and thousands are already gathering in northern India for celebrations. The spiritual leader of Tibetan Buddhism confirms he will have a successor after his death. The Dalai Lama says his office will have sole authority to identify his reincarnation, which is clarifying, as China's Communist Party is insisting it holds absolute authority over approving the next Dalai Lama. With more on the global significance of his successor, we're joined this morning by Sonam Lankar, president of the Tibetan Canadian Cultural Centre. Good morning.
Good morning.
So the Dalai Lama confirming this week that the Gaden Phodrang Trust, that's a nonprofit he founded, is going to have full authority over identifying who his successor will be. What was your reaction when you learned that?
So when we heard that, Tibetans across the world were so happy and we were so thrilled. And also, back in 2023, we have even written a letter to His Holiness office saying this, requesting same thing. So Tibetans all over the world and also the people who believes in His Holiness were so thrilled and so happy.
The Chinese government has stated that it will, in fact, select the next Dalai Lama, and considering the exile of the current Dalai Lama and the broader Chinese efforts to assimilate Tibetan culture, why do you think that they would want to do this?
Well, they have done it in the past in regards to Panchen Lama, and again, they will do it again with His Holiness Dalai Lama. But again, when it comes to Dalai Lama or when it comes to Panchen Lama, it's a religious leader. It's a question of faith. So that's why no matter what they do, people won't accept whatever they appoint, and people, so we won't accept whatever the Chinese does, but they always does it. So this is how they does it all the time.
You mentioned the Panchen Lama. So the Dalai Lama, as we previously mentioned, has said that Beijing is not going to have a say over who is chosen as his successor. When His Holiness chose the Panchen Lama, that was his second in command, or would be a second in command, back in 1995, the then 6-year-old boy and his family were taken by Chinese security forces. They have not been seen since. The Chinese then appointed their own Panchen Lama, as you mentioned. So do you fear the same could happen with who is chosen as the successor of the Dalai Lama?
Absolutely. So China, they will do it again and again, same thing. But again, as His Holiness clearly said in the statement that Ganden Poda, the His Holiness Trust Office, has the sole authority to do that. So no matter what the China does it, so people who believe in His Holiness, they won't believe whoever the China appointed. But again, as per His Holiness statement, whatever the Ganden Poda does it, so we will go according to that.
What could it look like with 2 Dalai Lamas named in the world?
Well, look at the current Panchen Lama, right? So the one that China's appointed, so people don't believe, people don't have a faith. I myself, being the president, I don't even know his name, right? So same thing. So if China appoints their own, people not going to believe, people not going to have a faith. So when it comes to Dalai Lama, it's all depends on faith. It's a religion, right? Mm-hmm. So you cannot be appointing by forcing someone as a Dalai Lama.
I understand that you have met the Dalai Lama a couple of times. Can you describe for us what that experience was like, what impressions you were left with?
Absolutely. I personally met His Holiness Dalai Lama 2 times here in Toronto. And then back in 2018, when I went to Dharamsala for a meeting, I again personally met him again. So His Holiness is our local Shara. It's a Buddha of compassion. So no matter who he met, he talks about compassion, peace, and world peace, right? So this is an amazing having an audience with His Holiness. That's why every single day, 200 to 300 people's having an audience with His Holiness Dalai Lama every single day, even at the age of 90.
Sonam Lankar, president of the Tibetan Canadian Cultural Centre, we appreciate your conversation this morning as we look ahead to the 90th birthday of the Dalai Lama. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.